Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Kind of like that push down to the 460 starting out. So we don't really have any three-star news out the gate this morning. We do have Fed minutes today. Oh, shoot. Mm-hmm. What's up, room? Um, I want to say he has something with his son today. He mentioned it yesterday, but I can't exactly remember what it was. I don't remember if it was school or like a or some kind of appointment. I can't remember. I know he has some kind of appointment to do with his son. Yeah, because it's the end of the school year there, so I know he's been doing like you know you have the school kids plays or whatever events or awards and all that stuff going on with the schools. Those are past my time. I don't have any small kids. My youngest daughter is 19. Oh, what was that level? That 88 level that we have marked out here, which is not quite on it, is the yesterday's highs at 488. I definitely feel like we get that pullback to the 460s this morning, and that's down to yesterday's close. And I feel like below this 90 would have been probably a nice short here if we get below that 90. But it's too close to opening, so no trades before opening. Usually I try to stay away from those type trades. And lately, I've been trying to stay away from that first 15 minutes too, because usually that's whenever I get myself in a holes. Whenever I'm trying to trade that first 15 minutes, I usually do better after the 15-minute candle. Then yesterday, I did the old classic. I was greened and I started over trading. You didn't wait for it to break. Where did you get short, Room? I definitely feel the shorts are a good plan here, but I'd feel more comfortable with the short if we were below that 90 level. Just because we're bouncing off yesterday's highs at 88. Oh, you're short already too, John? Man, though, I just don't have the boys to be short in the opening. Whew. Yeah, that looks like a nice little break, but I'm usually not a fan of all this choppiness. I do like the break of that 50 EMA there. Good morning, Andy. How are you doing today? So we have a pretty interesting day today. So we do have Fed minutes today at 2 o'clock, and I'm assuming at their close we got Nvidia numbers today. I'm assuming they released theirs at their close, but I'm not positive when they released their numbers. Yeah, that 88 there yesterday, John. If in case you don't have it marked out, that's yesterday's highs at 488. I feel like you would get a lot of bounces between the 488. Your next level down from there is going to be 478, which is today's open. And then right below that is yesterday's close. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing us run this yesterday's close, then go all the way back to today's highs. I think Manzini says we could possibly be kind of in a consolidation zone today, or building a bear flag. Let me see what levels he's saying we could be building a bear flag here. All right, so we want to stay above 59.25 for the bulls. This is the ES. Calculating. Man, I lost track of time. Just realized the market's open. I mean, it definitely looks like we're almost sitting on equal highs all the way up here at what, 37? Oh, you were hoping to get in a little bit early and just kind of see if we would push back down. I was thinking that we would take out these 460s before we move up. I mean, we still can. This could just be a little fake out here. You can get anything at the opening here. Yeah, there's nothing worse than getting even up 10 points and then losing a few bucks. Man, hopefully it's just not a choppy day because I feel like price action was pretty good yesterday morning. So I just hope it's not one of those days since it's Nvidia numbers, and which I don't think what is it? FOMC minutes don't really do too much to the market, not like the regular. But we do have that today at 2. Let me go back to my 1-minute chart. This is the 3-minute chart here. So far, just 3 straight ugly candles. Small bodies, all wick so far. Remember, we also have the highs, today's high sitting at 537. See. I think that 45 is going to be the next level on the ES. So get above that 45. We could keep going to the, what, 59, 57. So far, guys, just extremely tough price action. Not really a lot to do here. We're just kind of just trading sideways at the moment. We're still within this range here. So more likely the next, when it does happen, it's just going to be a straight big boner candle out of nowhere, and it's going to be one of those moves that is just really hard to get in unless you're just already in. And that's usually what happens. So if you are in this long, just be aware of that today's high sitting here at 37. John, did you even take any profit off of that? Did you take any points off of that breakout at 504? Because, I mean, you were up almost, what, at least 10, 12 points. Do you not take any points at 10, or do you shoot for the 20 or 30 points? Oh, you were looking for the total 20? Okay. Yeah, $20 is not bad. That doesn't ruin your day. I hate to say it, guys, but May has been a brutal month for trading. May has been super just running your stops, very wicky. They've offered very good like trading days this month. So we're at that next level for what do you want to call it? Mazzini, which is at 45. So that's the level we just hit. I think if we can get above this 45, come back, find support, our next level up should be, I think he calls out 57. That was a nice little hole on top of your 5-minute candle. Let's see if it holds out. It is definitely haven't offered any entries this morning. It's been super choppy, no good direction, just a lot of back and forth, running stops. This has been brutal. Oh my goodness. Does anybody know what the market's usually like on Nvidia earning days? Is it usually choppy? I don't know if anybody's ever looked into that. So we just broke through yesterday's highs at 37 here. Maybe we can finally get some nice little structure where we can pull back and build a little bear flag here. Because, so this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where it's just going to chop around. Then you're going to get that big boner candle, and all you can do is sit here and watch. Because you know if you try to jump in, it's going to pull back on you. You got to get some, at least another little candle or something, like a little red candle. Maybe even a baby red candle would be good. Just some kind of buying pressure where this one candle struggles to move down. Nope, not even gonna get that. Maybe, come on. Stay above the 50. A lot of times, if you stay above the whole number, we'll get a run up at least to the 90 before we get some kind of pullback. I was hoping that once we got above this 45 level on the ES, that we would find, like, have a little 45 support and bump it, but we didn't even get that. Come on, baby red candle. Mm. I mean, we're getting a little bull flag set up, but man, is it ugly. It's a ugly, ugly little bull flag. Mm. It's so choppy that it's hard to feel comfortable, even with this breakout here. This is a tough spot. I mean, this is straight just ugliness. Couldn't even get a nice looking bull flag for the buy-in. Like, man, this would have been perfect. We got the big bullish candle, the 1-2 candle pullback, then continue high. But now we're just getting just small body, big wick candles. To me, I always find these a little harder to enter on these type of bull flags, just because I feel like I'm always going to be too early. Then it'll continue chopping. Then it finally breaks out. All right, we got our 15-minute candle set. The 15-minute candle is set up there at what? 565? Let's see what happens with this open range high here. I'm gonna short the open range high here. But I'm gonna go to break even really quick just because it's super wicky right now. See. Come on. Let's see if we can get back below it. Because this is our 5-minute candle here, this line here. Yeah. Let's try it one more time here. It really needs to get below this 21 here. If we can't get below the 21, and if it gets back above 27, we may close it a little early. This way, we're only risking about 8 or 9 points here. All right. We still got that 460 all the way down there too, guys. All right. So that was the open range. Remember me yesterday talking about that quite a bit? If we get below the open range high, we almost push to the open range low every single time. Like, it's crazy how much that works out every time. It's just unfortunately we had to do a break even trade. All right. I had that one sitting right there at yesterday's high, that 88. So that was my next level. And also it was sitting at the VWAP. Now we're looking for the 460 level that we talked about. That's yesterday's close at 460. But see, we also have today's opening sitting at 78. So we could bounce at either one of those levels. Thank you, yo. So this was similar to the setup that I was hoping we would have got back up here with the long, where I said unfortunately we had the very bullish candle here, where I was saying maybe we'll get that little baby red candle and it would just go, like kind of like here we got the little baby green candle, then it went. So that's something I also look forward to whenever I see these very bullish or bearish candles. I'll just look for like the baby green or the baby red. And usually the next candle, if we're going to stay, it'll just sell off pretty quick. So we could bounce here at 78. We might not even get my 65 level. So it may take a little bit to get through these 78 levels maybe. So that 78, excuse me, is today's open. And I'm targeting yesterday's close as my final target. We're at the overnight opening for the Asia. Is that just the same as the opening? I'm assuming, yeah, it's the same, right? Ooh, I almost want to move my target down because I feel like we have a lot more room to the downside. If this pulls back up and this area can hold, I may just, I don't know. Don't really want to see it back above the VWAP here. Well, it looks like we're going to retest the 400, so we may get stopped out here. If I trust it not to go all the way back up, I'd like to really add to it, but I just don't really know. So we'll just settle for a 20-point runner. So we did leave another 20 points on the table. So another $40 we left on the table on that last one. I mean, this is like a very strong push. All right, so we just got above the opening range low. Let's see if we get that push up to the opening range high here. Good morning, Raven. How are you doing today? Nope, it didn't run it once I got above it. I don't know how often this plays out or not. It's just something I watch. I do very little like teaching, Raven. I mean, I can just show you what I'm trading. You know, you can kind of just take that, then add it to whatever, you know, works for you. I think that usually works best for people trading is usually, I've tried trading the 5-minute break. I do have it marked out here. But the most thing that I usually follow is the 15-minute breakout. Usually the 15-minute retest. I try to wait for that 15-minute candle before we usually take trades. And that way you can kind of get a sense of direction of the day for most part. I don't know how much we're going to chop between the 90 and that 460s. I feel like we need to take out these 460s just because that's yesterday's close. So if you're looking at my chart, I put the different open ranges in my chart. So this first little square here, so if you were trading the 5-minute opening range trade, this is your 5-minute close here, sitting at 516. No, it's not. About 530, 526 it looks like. And then this next big square you see is your 15-minute opening range. Let me take some of these lines off here. Then this next one is your 1 hour. So wherever you see these little like lines here, this is the IBH, initial balance high. So basically that's going to be your first hour after the market open, or you can look at it as the 30-minute candles. Lately I've been a big fan of trading the previous day high and close. So those are kind of been my favorite as far as targets to look for. And then I would also be trading the opening range high or opening range low. And that's a free indicator. I have this free indicator in the Discord. You can add to Ninja if you use Ninja. Are you using TradingView? Okay. Well, yeah, that's probably on TradingView where you can all these levels here. And this level here, the session mid, this is also part of this one indicator. And so this is your 50% of the total move of the day. So if you think it's pulling Fibonacci, that would be like your 50% pullback here. I think most of us usually struggle with being disciplined. That's always a struggle for most traders, and I know it's a big struggle for me since I stream. I do find myself over trading a lot during streaming, even after I'm green for the morning. All right, so we got that 460s. It just took a little bit to get through. Man. That was also a big fair value gap on the 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I marked it out on the 3 minute. This is a 3-minute candle here. Nice on the VWAP bounce. If I didn't already take the trade, I would have took this as probably a bear flag breakout here, even though it would have been excruciating sitting through. So, you have the 7 candles of red. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 red candles, 2 candle pullback. Then this would have been another little bear flag breakout if you are taking bear flag breakouts or flag breakouts. Manzini said if we lose that 25 level, it could just be a straight waterfall today. So here, I'm going to try to wait for us to pull back to this 25 level on the ES and see what happens there. Because this is where he says that we should be building some kind of bear flag or bull flag above 25. It's not 3-star news. Then is it any kind of like market moving news, or is it just like I didn't really see anything with that? I mean, I don't think it's going to be any news that's going to probably be like devastating. I wouldn't think. I guess we do have FOMC member Williams speaking this morning. I guess I missed that. But the bigger news this evening is probably, and I don't think we get a lot of big movement out of meeting minutes either. Your biggest today is going to come if you go over here, if you use investment.com for your calendar, just go to earnings today, and that's going to be your Nvidia earnings. And maybe it gets released after we close today, sometime between that 3 and 3:30. Well, I didn't know if there was a difference between the minutes, right? In there's two different ones. One's the minutes, and there's another one, something else. Like with the interest rate decisions. That one could be the one. I just don't remember. Man, that low would have paid almost 20 points if you'd have played the bounce off of yesterday's low, or yeah, yesterday's close at the 460s. Uh, I'm not positive with their PAs. Bulinox is usually pretty lax with their rules. You know, I hear they make rules, but they don't really ever enforce them very strictly. I don't think they would probably start enforcing some of those strict rules unless you like showed up with like some ungodly payout for your first payout with that particular account. I think the main part of those PAs, you just got to follow that. Is it 40%? You can't make more than 40% of your that day. Okay, so he said hadn't seen any rules against it. I think as long as you stay under that 40%, I think you'll be fine. I'm still feeling the shorts. I feel like this is just going to be one of those consolidation before we get the boner candle to the downside. This is why I feel like we're chopping. We got yesterday highs sitting at 440, 488. We got today's open at 478 and yesterday's close at 460. So this is kind of where we're just trapped at the moment. So probably the safest way to wait for us to either get away from these levels here. I'd like to see us push below the 460s, then push back, retest the 460s, then sell off. Sorry about my charts freezing. I was switching over to Apex. So for the ES, the next level down that we're waiting for is probably the, like I said, the 59.25. If anybody's trading Manzini levels, I feel like the move here would be probably the best setup here if you can just be patient and wait for us to hit that 25. And if it can be like a failed breakout of that 25, and that could be our bottom there. And that's also at the point of control here too, at 27. Yeah, I think with a lot of those news, I know Methodical Man's been doing this room beats. He's been trading a lot of the take profit account during the news. And I want to say that's something Pine Tree's been doing too. They've been, I mean, I want to say like borderline gambling, but it. So basically, what it is, because there's like no percentage. Like you can make unlimited amount on those take profit accounts once they're PAs. Yeah, you got your 5 minute and 15 minutes sitting on the same spot here at the 490s. So there's not really a lot to do here. I want to see us below 460, and I want to see us retesting the 25s here for the ES. Man, I know a lot of people don't follow that. A lot of people be like, they'll be trading that take profit news, or not take profit news, but they'll be using the take profit account to trade those news to get good payouts. I guess what some, I think I've heard even Pine bring this up. I guess maybe some of what they do is if they blow the account, they just pay whatever it costs to reset those accounts. Because I know it's pretty pricey to reset a funded account with take profit. It's like $300 or $400 to reset their accounts. They just have the restrictions on the pros with the news. Man, I almost feel like we're just building up for the waterfall, guys. All right, so we just broke the 460s. Come on. Need to see a print below the 460s. Ugh. What are the DMA are they use? What does the MA stand for, Raven? I probably just don't understand the abbreviation, but oh, moving averages. I use the 9, the 21, the 50, and 200. At least I'm pretty sure that's the 9. They're EMAs. Oh, well, I guess it was set on 9. I mean 8, but usually it's on 9. The only EMA that I've been taking trades off most of the time would be your 50 EMA. A lot of times I'll do the 50 EMA bounce, but that's only if there's a lot of distance between the EMAs. Usually when they're within 20 points, I kind of just stay away from it. And the red dotted line here, that's your VWAP line here. A lot of people use the VWAP too. You hear a lot of people talking about it. I don't ever take trades off of it. I just use it more or less of a level. I think John, I think he said he took 30 points off the VWAP bounce a while ago. I'm assuming it's this here where it pushed back up into it and went down like this. I'm assuming that's probably the one he took, that first hit. Or either this one here, maybe where it pushed up here, then went down. It's somewhere in here. I think he took that VWAP bounce. See if we get the breakout here. Man, this thing's been consolidating for what, since 10 o'clock? 9:55. So almost 20 something minutes of just straight consolidation at the moment. I put these on here, but I wasn't going to take it. You can just see this little bear flag forming here. So, I mean, we at least got 10 points out of it, but I just do not take anything into the levels that I have marked out that I like to trade off of. So you just get this type of price action. I mean, there's the... Dude, this 460 has just been a straight wall, guys. That's why I was saying if we can print below that 460 level. Oh, we missed it. We missed it. That's what we missed. All right, so we did hit the 25. That was the 25 that was Manzini's 25 level. This is where he was talking about building a bull flag above the 25 here. So now that's the level we're waiting to see is going to hold. Let's see. What did he say? Like if we lost that 25, where we could sell to? Because he says this level has been tested multiple times. So bull flag wants to be above the 59.25. So his dip level he's got at 59.10. Woo, you definitely got to be super patient here. I'd like to see us push below the 59.25, retest, kind of get a confirmation that we're going to stay below that key level here, and then sell. It'd be like us pushing below this 460, then retest the 460, just kind of confirmation that we're going to stay below it, then sell. Oh, goodness. All right, so we did finally break the 460s here, but I want to see us retest the 60s or even get below this 25 level here. Is it going to kiss that 460 here? I'm looking for the 60 to hold here. Dude, we just broke out of that freaking flag above 25. Man, this may be the bottom here. If that's the bull flag building on top of that 25 here. This is tough. You're thinking maybe the 407s for the London lows there? Man, I cannot believe we got back above the 460s again. I'm going to try shorting this 460. That's going to be my line in the sand here. We could get stopped out here. This is the only thing that worries me here is that 25 level with the ES. I just don't want to get wicked out in case 60 fails. If we get back above the 60, we'll close our trade out. Duh, come on. There's nothing worse than jumping in a freaking trade and we sit there and consolidate. I thought once we broke the 60 level again, we would have a nice push down into like maybe the 25s, 20 area. So that's kind of what we're looking for at the moment. So if we cannot get below the 25 here, this will be a failed trade. That 25 is your very key level. We need to get a push below this 25 level on the ES. Come on, 25. Give it up. Oh no, the 60 is about to give it up. Come on. Lose the 25, we boner candle down. We keep bouncing off of it. Come on, ES. If the ES gives up the 25, we go. No, it's still finding support. Damn it. So this did offer us the opportunity to get out of this trade. As you can see, we're stuck at this 25 level. I was hoping we would dip below 25, then maybe recover 25. But man, I was hoping that we would lose to 25 for a little bit. Maybe push down to that 59.10. I know, Java. Come on, go 25, go. Come on, boner candle. We need the boner candle, Java. All right. Damn it. That sucks, man. That freaking missed our target by like literally points. Hopefully that wasn't my key to go to break even. We're trying to give it a little bit longer here to kind of get below that 25. It's just I don't want to see us recover that 25. I like to see us get a nice push down. But if we recover this 25, that's when I start getting a little bit on the worry side here. It's gave us multiple opportunities to go to break even here, but like I said, we're just trying to hold out. That sucks, man. We're recovering that freaking 25. Shoot. Come on, one more push. All right, you could go to break even again, depending on where if you did get short. It's offered us a lot of outs. We just haven't taken it. Come on, eat it. Man, we need the NQ to push. Come on, NQ. Man, this has been one nagging trade. I'm not going to lie. This is rough to sit through. Ooh, we got another out. It's like, man, the NQ just will not go. It's like the ES is pushing, but the NQ is just like stuck. Come on, NQ. Give me my 10 points at least. Damn. It's getting a little... I may have to go to break even soon or take some of the profit off because, man, I just hate that we are taking this long to push. I mean, the ES finally broke its 25. Like, come on. There it goes. Goodness. That was some stressful stuff, guys. And I'm not going to lie. I'm stressed over here. I'm sitting over here in my funded accounts. Goodness. The 25 finally gave it up. So, for the long possibility, Manzini said if we lose to 25, we should get a push down to 59.10. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for here. We got one runner left here, so. All right. That sucks. We didn't even really get $100 off of that trade because we didn't get anything off our runners. I felt fortunate enough to get out of that trade. That was long. Yeah, I wish I could have looked for that 400 breakdown of the 410. It still could go. I just don't know how far we're going to have to pull back. I don't even, like I said, now, if we get back above this 25 level, this is kind of like a Manzini fail breakdown. So we broke the 25 level. Then if we get back above this 25, we could literally just go to the moon above this 25. Yeah, this is probably one of the days where the runners don't usually work very well. Like you get stopped out a lot on the runners. Is this the classic Manzini fail breakdown? Ooh. And we're back above that 460 again. That 460 has just been a straight magnet, guys. Whew. I don't know if I'd try long. I'd be scared to try long here around that 59.25. It's scary trading against around those like support levels on the ES. I'd have felt more comfortable with the long if we were able to like bounce off of that 25 level, which we just sold right through it. And I don't know if this is that. I don't know if I have it in me to sit through another long trade again, because it's just chopping really hard today. You know, I asked about that earlier because I wasn't sure if we get a choppy day before the NVIDIA numbers come out. So that's something I wasn't sure about, and I didn't know if anybody else knew if that's the case. Even this is. I want to say he has something to do with his son today. I don't know if it was a school event or a doctor event. I'm not really sure. He said it, or it might have been even. It's something to some kind of appointment he had with his son today. I'm not sure if it was school involved because it's the end of the school year where they're at. So I know they're having like award similes and all that type of stuff going on there. So I don't know if he's doing that this morning. He told me yesterday. I just cannot remember. All right, so far today we've taken one eval trade and one funded trade here. Well, you can see it. Like I said, we didn't make crap off that last trade because we didn't get our runner, and we were trying to get runners, so we only ended up with like 65 bucks. No, I don't hardly ever go to Springfield, Missouri. I have been wanting to go up there to the Bass Pro Shop thing that they have up there. My wife took my daughter up there for like the swim with the sharks or something many years ago. I think for either her 18th or 16th birthday. That would probably be the only reason I'd probably visit Springfield, Missouri, is to go visit that Bass Pro Shop they have there. And it's not too far of a drive. I think it's like 2.5 hours from where I live. Yeah, sounds good. I mean, I don't have no near plans to go. I just know it's something I like to do. Northwest Arkansas. Yeah, nobody's from Northwest Arkansas. Everybody that lives here has pretty much moved here. They were pretty much, I want to say forced to move here, but most people moved here because of they either work for Walmart. And now that Walmart's building a city, they're making even more people move here. I don't know if any of you guys have looked up the Walmart city they built. They built a city bigger than our downtown. It's pretty insane. It's like, I want to say 400 acres. Yeah, Fayetteville's kind of like the college town, so I don't really make my way down. You know, being in your 40s, you don't really go hang out in the college town too much. And I'm not a big fan of going to like college. I like watching college football, but I'm not a big fan of like going to the games. I don't have no desire to be around that many people just crammed into a tight area. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of the mountain homes. I know that's down the interstate somewhere. I think like 30 or 40 minutes from here. Same here. I moved to Bentonville back in the early 2000s, so I've lived here for about 22 years. It's like we're having these little bull bear flag breakouts, but man, they're just so hard to jump in just because we haven't been getting good follow through today. So today is one of those days where you probably should just take your 10 points and move on, because I've only had that one good runner over here. Everything else has just been stopped out. I'm really trying not to overtrade today like I did yesterday, because I was in the green yesterday and I ended up red on one of my accounts from overtrading later in the morning. So we're going to get off of our PA accounts and switch back over to evals, because we don't have any evals with Apex. All of our accounts with Apex are funded. I was debating on if I wanted to buy another one because I know they have that 90% going on, and I know Apex doesn't do it in a lot of 90%. But I think I got till the end of the day to decide. So if you're in my Discord, this is usually where I'll put all my previous day, like if I blowed up an account or what my P&L was. I've been trying to get better about doing that. So I've been pretty solid for all. I started really strictly at the beginning of May, where I put pretty much what I've done with the trades that day if I blowed something up. Um I know we lost some counts at the beginning of the month because we had a pretty choppy May. The beginning of May was tough. I don't know if anybody was trading the May price action, but man, that crap has been horrible. Yeah, let me get that. I don't know why my whatchamacallit doesn't work. Papa. I have it, I've collected a bunch of indicators from I don't know why I have that one. Oh, that's for there's a lot of free indicators for Ninja if you're using Ninja. The really the only indicator that I really use is probably the initial balance indicator. And that's the indicator that it pushes your initial balance low, your opening range low, your 50% move of the day. So that's like if you're pulling Fibonacci, this will be your 50% of the total move of the day. And your opening range high, and this would be your initial balance high up here. To me, this is some of the toughest price action to trade. Like, I don't, I've mentioned this multiple times. I struggle pretty bad with this type of price action whenever we're consolidating and we just get those random moves out of nowhere. I find that to be the hardest to trade for myself. It just chops you up so bad, especially if you don't have a really good level that you're comfortable with. So like my level from earlier was the 60 level, and it just makes it so hard to trade this. I feel like we're just going to chop around until they release those Nvidia numbers is what it kind of feels like today. And it's like the ES is moving a little bit, but the NASDAQ is just not following. Like usually if the ES is like moving 5, 6, 7, 8 points, usually you get a nice little move out of the NQ, but today has not been the case. And a lot of times, one of my rule of thumbs is I usually try to stay away from the price actions if your 9 and 21 are on top of each other. See how the 9 and 21 are just within a couple points? A lot of times, if we have that type of gap between the two, you'll get a lot of choppy mess. We do have the 407 sent down there from the today's low. I think somebody brought that up in the chat about the 407 level. Yeah. I guess we can see what's going on for tomorrow's. Let's see. Economic calendar. Looks like we'll have a little bit of news before the market opens tomorrow with GDP and initial job claims. Ooh, this is rough to sit through, guys. You know, as soon as you walk away, you're gonna probably get like that nice move. That's usually what happens. Like you'll say, okay, I just cannot sit here and watch this choppy mess. Then you walk away for like an hour or two, and you come back, and it's like some gigantic 200 or 300 point move. That's usually what happens is whenever you get these choppy mornings. Usually you don't get that move until after like 12 or 1 o'clock later today. I thought that wasn't until 2 o'clock today, John. Okay. We do have a 5-year auction note in an hour. I don't know how much that really moves the market. Your calendar showed it at 11. Hmm. On Forex Factory. I think if we can reclaim that 25 level, like I was saying, this could be like the classic Manzini fell 25. That's his level here at the 25, and maybe we can continue up above 25 here on the ES, and then maybe we can find some kind of trade here off of the NQ. John, are you still green even though you took those couple losses today? Still, still 70 bucks in the green. It's better than seeing negative 70 bucks. I mean, look how long I sat in my PA account trade. That one trade that I sat in, it seemed like forever. That was a PA trade, and and I only made like 65 bucks on it after sitting in that freaking thing for like 20 minutes. But I was like, all right, we'll just keep our $65 green and move on. We'll shut the PAs down and go back to our evals. Hopefully, we're about to get our Bewley PA back that we lost a couple months back. We need another $100 and probably $50 to get to the 3,000 mark. We're sitting at 52,876. Ooh, man, I want to see us reclaim that 25 and just have like a big breakout above that 1 minute trend. I mean, we're above that 1 minute trend line breakout here. If we wasn't so close to 25, man, I'd definitely try to long this. All right, John, have a good one. Ooh. All right, we're getting above that 25 level here. Let's see if 25 holds. Whew. Come on. Dude, I cannot believe we're back in that freaking 60 range again. This has just been an insane morning. Wow, that thing just suckered people in just to sell back off, guys. I'm assuming because you're still eyeing that 407. I know it's so hard to get in these entries, man. These it has not really offered any like good clean entries. This is like torture watching. This is usually how you usually get your account in trouble. Usually with this type of price action. So we're bouncing right back off of that 1 minute trend line level here. I mean, you can see we've been just straight big bull flag all the way down this morning. Yeah, I keep it in this room because I didn't want to keep it like in the like the garage area because it doesn't recommend for the battery to get hot and cold. So I try to keep the battery at one temperature because it stays pretty much the same temperature in my house. So it still kind of worries me sometimes because I'll see videos online of people's freaking e-bikes batteries exploding or catching fire or all that stuff. So that's always in the back of my mind too. Yeah, I haven't been probably bike riding in about a month. Just I've been going back and forth to Georgia a lot and we've had a lot of rain here. So usually on the weekends or during the week, I like to do the biking on the weekends. I like to go four-wheeling also. No, I never charge it unless if I charge it, I'm within the room where it's at, or a lot of times I'll take it to my living room and plug it in. That way I can watch it while it charges in case something like that does happen. Oh, okay. You do like work on bikes? Yeah, we have tons of places to ride bikes around here in Bentonville. There's bike trails everywhere. I think you can ride like 5 cities. It'll go all the way up to the next city above me, and then it'll go all the way back down to Fayetteville where the college is at. Like they have a bike trail that you can literally ride from city to city. I've never done it. I just know they have it. Usually I just stay around the area where I'm at. But it seems like it's been raining nonstop here lately. We've had a lot of rain this month. I'm just glad we didn't get any like severe weather that hit our area. We did have a tornado hit I want to say about 30 miles below us. But see last year uh we have a rental property in the next town over, and it got hit by the tornado last year. I mean, it was a mess over there. I think we had one big hole. Luckily, where the tree went through the roof, it just went through where came out in the garage, so it didn't come out in the living area and mess with none of it. But I was out of town when that happened. But it had to be pretty scary. I know that's because my daughter lives there, and she called us while it was happening. I gotta say, I think that's my first actual full experience with just dealing with the aftermath of a tornado. I've never experienced with anything like that myself, besides what you see on TV. But it's definitely what you see on TV. I mean, everything's just a mess. That's the only thing about living in the Midwest. You get lots of tornadoes. And it's not like you can run from them because they're just so random. I mean, you just never know. Besides, with the news say it may or may hit there. I mean, that's basically what they usually just tell you. I was telling my wife I felt bad because we're over there like praying, it's like, oh, please go either north or south. Please don't hit us. And unfortunately, you're praying for somebody else to get the wrath of the tornado. So you almost feel guilty in a way. I mean, that's what it felt like. Like I was working for a company that uh, did a lot with like medical records. It's been, like I said, many years ago, but they had to go pick up medical records and stuff from that Joplin, that F5 that hit that town. I don't know. It's been a long time ago, back in the early teens, somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact date, but man, that was devastating up there. They had to literally tear down their hospital because that F5 tornado literally moved that 6-story building off its foundation. Guys, I'll be back in like a few minutes. I'm gonna go grab a coffee. Maybe once I leave, the market will go somewhere because this is hard to watch. Not really hard to watch, but it's just so tedious. I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes. I'm just gonna go grab coffee. I'll be back. Wow, I didn't miss anything. Hopefully everybody survived today. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. We had a couple trades that we had to pucker up to sit through, especially this one here that we took, and that was on a funded account, so I was really puckering up over here. Our best trade was probably the one we took on our eval earlier on Bulanox, and that was shorting the opening range high up here around the 21. I mean, I do like that we're above the 60 again, but I don't feel comfortable with the longs unless we get back above the 59.25 on the ES. Like I said, we want to see us reclaim the 25 level on the ES before we consider longs. The VWAP test. Did you take the VWAP test trade? I know John takes that trade sometime. I don't know if he took this one or not. Yeah, that's even nicer because it's sitting right there at that 200 moving average too. But did it even give 10 points? I mean, it looks like it's on the struggle bus to even give 10 points. Did we hit the 10? Maybe we're a point away. Yeah, this price action is really tough to trade, John. Oh, you're still holding a short. Nice. So you're still holding out for that 407? We got below that 60 level again. Mm. Man, is this finally going to get the sell here? Man. Yeah, no, I was kind of hoping that we would flush here once we got back below that 60 again, but man, it's just still just grinding. This has been super tough price action today. If you're green today, I just keep my green and just watch price action. Like I've been trying to find another entry, but I just don't feel comfortable with any of the entries that we've offered up. And I just feel like we have to be above this freaking 25 level here. Is this finally going to be the breakout? It's looking pretty bearish. So this is even a more of a double whammy. Whenever you got your 50 EMA, your 9, and your 21 literally just within 3 points of each other. I mean, that's just scream and chop. I used to try to use that as a good rule of thumb, not to trade whenever your EMAs are stacked like that. Usually it'll keep me out of like some of this messy price action. You really need to see a big move and what the EMAs kind of separating a little bit, then getting a little bear or bull flag set up within those EMAs. Oh shoot. We do got a nice little 1 minute trend line. I don't know if we got anything on the higher time frames. The higher time frames look pretty ugly. Another rule of thumb I kind of follow too is I don't usually take sometimes these breakouts is whenever you look to the left and you see nothing but consolidation into the break. So I usually stay away from those two. Does anybody read today? Did anybody get chopped up today? Dude, that's pretty good. You're scalping this. I'm not a very good scalper. Room beats is long. targeting the heavens. The only way I'm going to consider longs room beats is I want to see us back above freaking 25. But man, that 25 is a long ways up there right now. It's like 10 points. It's pretty wild that the ES moved 10 points down off that 25, but the NQ barely moved 20, 30 points. Like that is very usually rare. You know, if you get 10, 15 points of movement on the ES, the NQ will give you nice moves. But man, today it's been totally opposite. You might have to hit off that Manzini level 5910 because I know that's the next level Manzini called out below 25. But it's been a grind just getting there. What are you going to retarget the highs back up at the top room, or are you just trying to scalp 10, 20 points? Oh, you took it on the PA. I didn't get much on my PA today. It was a excruciating butt clenching where I'm sitting there going, "Oh my god, dude! I hate when I take trades and we go into consolidation. Those are like the worst things ever when you're on your PAs or maybe trading live accounts. Take a trade and it goes into consolidation. I felt fortunate enough to get out of my trade this morning just with a $65 green day on the funded, so we're just going to leave it there. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get today. Then my freaking, that's why I didn't get crap on my fundeds, because I didn't get anything on my runners. But my runners got stopped out. It would have been a nice $150 day if we would have got that 407. I was kind of with the rest of you guys. I was hoping we'd get those 407s, 410s. I was targeting 410s because I thought we would maybe run the lows from yesterday, or the opening from yesterday. Wait, yeah. Today's low. So I'm guessing that 407 is today's low from yesterday. So I'm assuming Nvidia's probably chopping around today. So I think that's what's causing a lot of our chop today. Because I don't think a lot of people maybe are trading Nvidia. Maybe they're sitting on it or something, or waiting for the numbers to get released later today. What are you looking for? A higher low, a lower high? I mean, is that what you're entering off of? If it doesn't break this level here. Oh, you don't usually double dip? I don't either. Usually 2 trades is my max. Same with me. A lot of times, if I take like back to back losses or something, or I just try to stay away. Even though I know you said you took a winner. Oh, goodness. Got a nice little wedge flag going on here, too. Very, very tight here, guys. Very, very tight. Room, are you putting resting orders, or are you just marketing in? Oh, you're tagging in. Oof. The only way I would the only way I would set up a target if I'm a tag in right now is I would put a resting order down at 407 and see if we would get a bounce at yesterday's lows. Oh, there's a lot of bids right above this IBL. Fish lips, are you still doing your one strategy that you were doing pretty heavily back in April, in May, or this month? Are you still doing the 50 to 100? A lot of trend days harder. I feel like the whole month of May has been tough trading days. I didn't get to trade a lot of funded in May. I think as far as evals lost, I think I lost a total of 3 evals in the month of May. Okay. There's been a lot of fake out candles today. You know, it looks like you're very like a bullish breakout or bears breakout, then they just hit the brakes on you. Then you get these type of moves right here where you get like a 30-point move. I mean, that's probably been about the most for the day is these 30-point moves. I've only caught one good trade today, and fortunately, I caught that last one before the breakout, like this trade here on the way back down. But everything after that has just been garbage. Sometimes on these flag breakouts, what I'd like to see is for us to break out above the flag, then go back through it, then you get that move back to the downside. I see that type of setup happen a lot too with these flags. You know, if you're trading like bear flags or something. So maybe a push above the 60s, take out this level here, then sell off. Oh my goodness. There's just not a lot to do here, guys. Just sit here and just watch price action, just chopping sideways or just ranging back and forth. Dude, room base has been just murdering the 45, 46 level. Nice. It's twitching. uh, that's pretty good. It's like it wants to go. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty, so I imagine we'll get some kind of breakout here in the next few minutes. And we're moving into the macro time. I mean, you got to think about it. Even if you took this breakout, just getting 10 points has just been brutal. I mean, you would think, is this going to be our lunchtime reversal? We pull all the way back to the 495s. Retested the trend line. Really need to see it get back above the 60 here. Man, this stuff is just brutal, guys. No good follow through. Oh, we're going to get that one move I was talking about where we push above the flag, then push out the bottom. Maybe we can get that push down to 407s. I went to break even because I wasn't sure if we are going to get stuck at that 45 level that Room kept taking all those trades off of. Did you take it again? No. And that's why I went to break even because I wasn't sure that damn 45 level that you took like 4 trades off of. What, now 4? Yeah, it looks very bearish. I will see if we get another little retest of that 50 level. Don't fall for it. Dang it. It's so tempting. Probably the safer bet is to wait for us probably to get through those 38s. Ah. Would at least got my 10 pretty close to it, but that'd have been rough to sit through. So we just hit our IBL here. You really need to see us push below these IBLs and maybe target those 407s. Okay, so you're thinking we're going down. Do you feel like you not feel like we're going to go down to the whole number down at the 400s? I'm thinking about putting a resting order. If I don't find an entry here, putting a resting order at 407. Yeah, you were saying that we could possibly take out that 75 first. Dude, that's pretty good. Nice rooms. Yeah, man, we could easily get that push up to 90 up here. This will finally be our lunchtime reversal. Oh yeah, this is one of these choppy days they just take your lunch money. You're lucky, just do your best just to trade your evals today and maybe stay away from fundeds. Fundeds could get pretty brutal in this price action. All right, that was the 200, the 200 moving average touch. So usually I try not to take trades within 10 points of your 200 moving average because most of the time you're always going to get some kind of kickback here. And if you're going to try to long this 60, you want to at least be 10 points away from your VWAP here if you're looking for like 10 points in a runner. I mean, I feel like it's a nice trade as long as you stay, if you got it as close as you could to that 60 level. Just going to. Woo, 7 minis, insane. Room, today's been one of those days you're lucky to get 10 points on most all these trades. And most times you just get stopped out on runners. That's usually what's been going on for myself today. Hopefully you get that push up to the VWAP here before it starts pulling back. I was pretty close to taking this inversion trade, but I just didn't like the fact that we were trading into the 60, so that's why I stayed away from it. I had it marked out here because we made a new low. We broke structure here, then left a fair value gap. So I would have waited for maybe a little retest and got long somewhere in the 50s if you take these inversion gap trades. So the ES is about to retest its IBL, which is at 59.23. All right, there's your VWAP bounce, 74. Man, you've been working that short all morning long. That's pretty good. I still like that possible, 90 touch here. Kind of get that lunchtime reversal, get the 50% of the move. It's so hard to enter this stuff when it's just chopping like this. I know I really like the trade off that 60 level, but man, it's just grinding. It's so hard to just jump in with no follow through. Yes. I want to say, yeah, right here. It's actually on this chart here. It's just a little bit messy, so I don't have it up. So London lows, London mid, London high. Let me look and see what it's called real quick, because I don't think. Let's see. I feel like it's that one here. Yeah, I think it's this one. The SPY money level automatic indicator. Let's see. I'll bring up Discord real quick and see if I can find it. It's a fairly indicator I've had in here for a while. The only thing is I'm not sure with it. Some of these indicators, they're not up to date with the new up to date on the Ninja update. Well, not seeing it. I don't know if it's in this very first indicator here under the in the Discord. I don't know if this is the one that has like the Husk/RJMA. I feel like it's in there, but I'm not positive. It's been a long time since I've uploaded that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I like that 495 sitting up there, fish lips. Dude, that's pretty good. You're holding those freaking. I'm trying not to take a trade around that 25 level. I just don't want to get burned by that level. What's up, Coach Fred? How are you doing today? We're over here practicing very patiently because it's been a very tough morning as far as trade setups go. But we are in the green. So for my long, I would be targeting probably your session mid up here. This is your 50% here for your overall move of the day, sitting at 21,495. I'm still trying to be patient and wait for the ES to get back above the 25 level. You can see we're still just kind of hitting there right below the 25. Oh, excuse me. Coach Fred, have you had any luck trading this price action today? So what are you looking for? The 450 bounce room? If we get through those 460s, you should get your pullback to the 450s. I don't know about the 45. Man, look at this. Just if you're good at trading range, this was probably your day. Yeah, that 460 has been a straight wall today, fish lips. It's yesterday's close where we closed at 460. That's what we took our short off of earlier, and we got stuck in the 50s forever. Luckily, that 60 held once we got below it, but man, it was excruciating sitting through that. Man, I bet you trading that, from like your whole number to whole number, that definitely gives you a lot of patient practice because man, you got to sit through some long trades from trading whole numbers. Man, is this the breakout finally up to the 490s? 490 seems like forever away with this price action. Need a deeper pullback. Yeah, I feel like we need to take out those today's lows sitting at 21,407. We've been doing our best today to try not to overtrade this price action. Yeah, it irritated me that I was green yesterday and I ended up red on one of my accounts from overtrading. I'm still waiting for us to recover that 25 before I'm comfortable with longs. Room Beats, are you green from scalping today? From all your scalps? Or at least the PAs, not necessarily that eval where you were like full porting. You should have saved that for the Nvidia numbers at their close today. Oh, nice. Yeah, today could have been very easy to mess up some accounts today. Today's been brutal, coach. I entered a trade on my PAs earlier and I set that thing for like 20 minutes just to make 65 bucks. How are you doing today, Outer? Woo, I'm surprised you had any setups in this stuff today. All right, nice. Man, I think if you can make it out of this without blowing up your account, that takes some patience because this right here is what gets you messed up. You take that one loss and you try to double down and you try to enter on like twice the leverage, and that's what usually jacks up your account on this type of price action. The chop got my Bulenox, no doubt, man. This stuff is rough. I was fortunate enough to get that first good trade from this morning. Woo. Yeah, you do pretty good at that, waiting on your setups, Outer. Mm. Just doesn't work good with the chop. Well, usually when he speaks, usually the market just kind of goes flatline a little bit lately. Then after he's done, you might get a big move. I noticed that at the earlier this month too. For my longs, I'm kind of waiting to see if we get back above the 59.25. A lot of times I try to even stay away from lunchtime trading. It's usually not very positive for me. Usually that's when I start over trading and get myself in trouble, is when I start trading this time of the day. But I was hoping if I stayed on, we would get like that big move during lunchtime hours, since it's been chopping all morning. And this also could have a lot to do with the Nvidia today also, because we have Nvidia numbers today at their close. So Nvidia could just be chopping, kind of holding down the market, since Nvidia has such a big impression on the NASDAQ here. Goodness. I may watch for another few more minutes. I think after that, we're going to call it good this morning. I just don't want to sit here and just be tempted to get into trades since we are green today. I was really hoping we would have pushed this 59.25 already and found support above it, then look for a long above this 25. I want to say this was probably the last 25 touch here where you pushed up, and it was basically a failed push before we sold all the way down. All right, here's your 25 level. Bounced. All right, we're above the 25. I don't know if we're going to print above it, because we did push above it a while ago before we sold all the way back down. But I don't. I'm trying to be patient here just because we just broke that key level. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. Ugh. Yeah, outer. I'm just going to be targeting this session mid up here. All right, we got a new candle. You want to see it find support there at the 25 level. Ooh, they're making every entry tough. Just don't know if it's going to be the fake out. That's what worries me. I mean, we got to get that 50% mark. I mean, it always wants that 50%. Yeah, I know it makes it so tough to enter some of these, like trying to catch these breakouts, man. It's like no good follow through. Everything just hits the brakes every time it looks like it's going to go. All right, so we are retesting the 25 here. We just need that 25 to hold to look for longs. It's like my charts are frozen or something. Yeah, I'm only going to be looking for 10 points. It doesn't look like we're going to get opportunity because we're already losing the 25 again. You thinking 845 might be it? Yeah, no doubt. The follow through has been horrible today, Fish Lips. It just makes you like very uncomfortable to enter anything. It's like a ice skate uphill. That's a good one. Yeah, every single trade has you on the edge of the seat here. You're just like, ugh. We're still a little bit on the struggle bus trying to reclaim these 25s here. So that's kind of what we're waiting on to see if we can build above this 59.25. I mean, I just feel like it could go either way because we didn't run the lows from overnight at the 407s. Wow, we're already about to enter another macro time. The last macro time, it was pretty garbage. We didn't really get that big breakout like we were hoping for. Yeah, it is definitely a patient day type trading there, outer. Oh, I love some funny Austin Powers. It's pretty good. Oh, goodness. Yes. The little Austin Powers where you get stuck in between the walls. You can't move. They just don't make good comedy no more. I think the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s probably had all the best comedy there. Oh, what is there? Option contracts coming? Ooh, there's a 25. It's still, even with all these moves above the levels that you're looking for, it's still just very hard to just jump in these. Hear the dog clicking through the house. Man. It's so hard not to get long here because, you know, I've been waiting for that 25 to hold up here. Max is outside. No, I have a Piper, which kind of looks. What's funny is it kind of looks like Maxie, but it's a border collie. Hmm. I don't really have a lot of experience with the options. I dabbled a little bit, but I did all the safe options, basically where I just bought the 100 shares and then just let someone else bet against it, where I would let someone else use my shares and I would sell it at that particular price, no matter if it went up. Because most times if it goes down, you get to keep them, but if it goes up, they take it at the price you bought it for. And I would just take whatever commissions. Okay, cover calls. Okay, I wasn't sure the correct name for it. Yep, I used to do the cover calls. I think I made like $400 or $500 dabbling with that. With the what is the? I gotta look and see what that was under. It was with my phone. So is what is it? Robinhood. That's it. Robinhood. It's been quite a few years ago. I think out of all the times I did it, I only lost my shares one time, but I still made my money. I mean, I still made like 60 or $70 off the cover calls, but someone got to buy my shares at that price I bought them for, and they went up like a week later. So they made money off the shares going up, and I just didn't get the gains. Yep, just keep the premium pretty much. That's all I was trying to do. That's why I was saying I call it the safer options. Even though you could miss out on a lot of profit depending on how much the stock goes up. But I didn't really care. I was just after the premiums. Yeah, I barely remember hardly anything about it. Like I said, that's probably been at least 4 years ago, maybe five. It's been a long time ago. Ooh, the 25 loss. Is this the dump finally? Holy crap. We got that 407 down there. I'm scared it's going to be a fake out if we try to short these 460s. Then you got outers levels down there at the 445. Not outer, but room. Ooh. done with that one. Yeah, I know very little about the option game. That was the only part I really ever dabbled in. Dude, these fake outs are for real today. I'm going to try to short this 60 level here. This will probably be my last trade of the day. Win or lose, this will be my last one. I've had enough sitting through this. I'm going to try to keep my stop loss tight, so anything back above the 60 will probably close this trade. And this way, we're only risking like maybe 5 or 6 points at the most. No, come on, 60s. This is pretty much similar to the same trade we took earlier this morning. It was basically off that 60 level. It would be nice to get another little push down to that 45 because we've had a lot of hits off of that. All right. Trying to be a little patient, just make sure it's not wicking above the 60 here. But if it looks like it's going to get a lot more green, we're going to oh shoot, it's going a little faster than I was hoping. So we'll be out 10 points if this shuts down. I'm not going to risk more than 10 points on this. All right. That's got to be my last trade of the day. All right, so that's going to put us, that was for 163 on that one, and we were positive 207 on the other. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Good luck to everybody for the rest of the day. I'm just going to get off this way I don't dig myself into a deeper of the hold. Good luck if anybody's going to try to trade the news this evening with NVIDIA. I know a lot of people do like full ports and stuff, so good luck with that if you're planning on doing that.